Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games, and Mrs MLG is here as well. It looked like I had a hole in my hoodie then for a moment, but I don't. It was just my head bouncing across the bottom of the screen.
Alrighty.
So this evening, what are we going to be doing on stream this evening? I am going to be assembling some Genestealers. Just sticking one to his base there, put him over there out of the way. I'm going to be assembling some Genestealers for 40k, and Mrs MLG is going to be
Doing some stuff. Yay! So, hi Wiki D, hi Tony, hi Pete, hi John. Hope you are all okay. I have this guy who apparently is from Mantic.
Sure is.
And as you can see from the state of my fingers, I have just primed in black. He's metal, so he's a chunky boy. He doesn't fit on my painting handle because my painting handle is obviously Games Workshop and he doesn't have a base. So I thought, oh, I need a base now, don't I? So I'm going to try for a Modern Earth base for that dude. Don't know what I've done with the Modern. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to attempt some of this one. So there we go. So I have just put some nuclear white on their base just so it's not black. Our panda's crying already.
Such a pain in the bum.
No.
Such a pain in the bum.
So that's just like a really flashy thin colour of nuclear white. And then I'm going to put some yellows and reds on and hopefully make some kind of weird lava-y base. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Cool.
So you can continue on with your story, my dear.
Alright, so what I'm going to be assembling this evening is some Genestealers. Now I've got all sorts of spare bits in this box here, but what I'm currently looking for is a sprue that's got some claws, because as you can see, this arm full claws, this arm broken claws. This is a mini that I've had kicking around in a bits box for a long time, and is in need of a little bit of repair. So the arms aren't going to match. I've got some Tyrannid leftover sprues here, and I'm going to see if I can find some claws on these screws that I can use to make him some new spiky bits. That's my plan. That one's got whips on and other adornments. We don't want those. That bit might be useful.
John the Templar says spiffy.
Shove you over there.
Apparently.
That
Just see it.
Pokemon.
He hasn't told us, so I don't know what it's called. I do recognise that one. So this is Skulky Yellow for 2 thin coats. Haven't thinned it down. This is just straight out of the bottle over the top of this nuclear white, which was very patchy to start off with. But it doesn't matter because it's going to have Modern Earth splattered all over it. It's a good yellow. I must admit this Skulky Yellow is a good yellow.
You like it?
Well, look, it's really nice. I mean, it was patchy undercoat and not particularly well applied yellow. It's a rich yellow, an orangey, it has an orangey tone to it. More than my pale saffron. I mean, like, you can't really fault that, can you? Like I said, the face colour was really patchy.
Splotchy.
Tyranids, I've got some Tyranids somewhere. I really should paint one.
Yeah. Should get him out. Have a go, Tony.
No one caught that Pokemon that it didn't tell us was there.
So, I think I found what I'm going to use. So I've got some claws. These claws that he's got on the other arm, they're quite snippy long claws, and he has got one of those left.
Snippy long claws.
Snippy long claws. So I've got some Tyrannid. I think they're called Scything Talons here. And so I'm gonna chop those up and see if I can
Hey,
replace his replaces broken fingernails with these. See if we can do that. We might need a little bit of, once we've got it stuck together, we might need a little bit of green stuff or something to blend the edges, but we'll worry about that when we've got these bits stuck on. Well, I might just scrape that old bit of glue off there as well while we're...
Mr MLG is repairing old... Are they Genestealers?
Yeah, Genestealers. This guy is a brood lord that I've had kicking around in a bits box for a long time. But as I have decided that I'm going to play some Genestealer Cult for Kill Team and Necromunda, and also maybe a little bit of boarding actions 40k. So I don't need quite as many models, but do need a suitable HQ. And a Broodlord is super killy, so I figured that seeing as I had one kicking around, I'm on the hard stuff this evening.
Oh yeah, me
Coke,
too.
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero all around. I haven't had Coke for years.
I've got
on turn.
yeah, yeah. I've got to the point now where I used to drink Coca-Cola, not in copious quantities, but I used to drink Coca-Cola, and I said that it only tasted any good out of a can. I never really liked Diet Coke. It's too sweet, artificially sweet, isn't it? I didn't like it. But Coke, full sugar Coca-Cola, wouldn't have anything else. But Wicked D, I hate to break this to you, but you've splodged a little bit of red.
Oh, my pretty yellow base.
Yeah.
I know, I've made a right mess, haven't I? Yeah, let's splodge some yellow on as well. Let's make it really...
Which,
What's wrong with the puppy? I can hear it.
I don't know. Don't know. What's up with you, mate?
Go and have a look.
Which arm's supposed to go
Just
where?
making a pretty little mess, that's what I'm making. There we go. Look at the pretty little mess that I've made. That could be modern art. And John only drinks Pepsi now.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't see
So,
what you're doing at all.
oh, sorry.
I'm making a mess and you're sticking stuff together off camera. Excellent. So I'm going to leave that to dry now. It is. It's like bank fruit. Do you think I'll be able to get loads of money for it? I'm going to leave it to dry. I'm going to put it somewhere a little warmer. And then we're going to have a look at this little man. You stay there. You stay there, little man.
Right. I'm gonna hack that off about there. Hack that off about there, I think. And see if we can. Yeah, that's just about right. That. Just about right. So we're going to use some Tamiya extra thin poly cement for this little addition. We've got it lined up right.
Yeah, you're not having that.
Does he think he's getting the leftovers?
So Gizmo, we have ragu 40 and there's some leftover mince and stuff. And Gizmo is sitting in the dark in the kitchen, facing the leftover bowl of ragu, crying. Which to his like, you know, good on him that he didn't just jump up on the counter and eat it. But also, no, you're not having it, mate. I'm not an advert guru, Pete. It's good stuff. You ordered it because you know it's good stuff. That's what it is. Well, I didn't want that. Why am I got ruddy brown? Who wants brown? Nobody likes brown. I thought it was red.
That's a bit big, isn't it? That's a bit big. How was that compared to that
You
other
do
hand?
need it. It's good to have in the good to have in the cupboard. Tell ya. Pete is talking about the hobby sand, of which I mentioned today in my video. The hobby sand that we sell that is currently in the sale. It's an awesome value as it is, but it's currently in the sale. 350 grams of coloured sand for only £1.49. It's awesome.
Absolute bargain.
And I use it for bases and things. This is the red one, look. And look at that, it's ace. And there's a great big massive pot full. Got sand all over my desk now.
Yep.
Great big massive pot full, look. Woo! And we have it for Little Mrs Crafting and also hobbying. It's cool. It's better than Slap Shop.
Slap chop.
Slap Shop. It's better than that. It's cool. £1.49. Because it's in the sale, you can't go wrong, Pete. And Pete purchased some because he saw my video and now he says that I forced him into it. Oh, you intentionally just going to paint down there the whole time?
No. No.
I'm off to get me some when I can get to the shop. We're going to work across the road, Wicked D. It's good, but once it's gone... yeah, that's right. Get the hobby sand, it's cool. Once it's gone because we can't get any more.
Yep.
They've
changed the locks.
They've changed the locks. Yes, so once it's gone, that's it. So get it now while you can, especially it's in the sale. It's in the sale. It was awesome price to start off with, but now it's even better.
What's that off? Oh, it's Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
I don't know.
It's like they're like hustling market trader hustling at the beginning of the film.
I can't remember that. I've seen it, but I can't remember it.
Yeah.
Oh, my little guy's far too dark, isn't he? What's going on? Let's see if we can get some light on the situation.
Get that in there. Get his other arm going underneath.
Oh, stop dancing about, dog. Oh, don't let me forget, chat, to keep an eye on my base because I've put it over there and I don't want it to melt. That'll be funny, wouldn't it? Oh, here's my base. It's melted next to the fire. He can hear you, John. He's just staring at the screen now. So yeah, so this is romantic. What do we sell this guy, or is he just one you've had for 1,000 years?
I don't think you can actually buy him separately. He came as part of a army set. I don't know if you can get him separately, but you might be able to. But
Wow.
I can't think off the top of my head. He's in a free tier or something like that. He is.
Devil Dude.
Devil Dude.
He had two heads and another arm, so you could
Yeah,
this arm could
you
be
got a choice.
that or another one, and he had a different head. But Mr MLG picked these ones. Didn't this one?
The other one didn't have as big horns. Oh,
Yeah, little
wants to go there.
horns. And you wanted the overcompensating horns.
Yeah, definitely.
I spent about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes this morning watching the dishwasher. I don't know if it was exciting conversations that we had. Yesterday we told you that the dishwasher had leaked all over the kitchen floor. So today we put it on like a really short rinse cycle and put loads of towels around so that we could see where it was coming from. And guess what? It didn't do anything. It just did a rinse cycle and went, haha, you're watching me, I'm not going to do it now. So we took it apart as best we could. I think we figured out where it's broken. But it's a broken that we can't fix without some parts. So we need to do some further investigations. But yeah, just sat on the kitchen floor, staring at a dishwasher that did nothing apart from wash the pots.
Right then. So there's me guy. And then what I need to do is I need to build him. So he's supposed to be stood on a bit of... Because there's two different brood... No. Full sentences, Nathan. Full sentences. So this guy, there's two different brood lords available. This one is the Tyrannid brood lord. And then there is also a Genestealer brood coven set. that has a slightly different posed broodlording. But this one is the Tyrannid one. Now this guy is supposed to be stood on a piece of Tyrannidy like growth. Do we need to go check what? Alright. A bit of growth of like chitinous carapace or something down the bottom here. But that doesn't fit with the idea that I've got for basing my minis. So I'm going to make him a bit more of an industrial looking base out of some of these bits of scrap that I've got around. But it's going to be a little bit of a findy what's right kind of scenario to get it how I want it. Exciting. So I'm going to be making it up as I go along this evening.
Oh, that's not like at all. You mean there's normally a plan?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of random little bits here. I've got some old bits of GW sprue stuff. These are off resin kits. They call them gates, I believe. They're the big tabs, like the pouring pieces that they've had on resin models. So I've got some of those. I'm going to carve these bits off this. This is going to be the first bit that he's stood on. And then we're going to build some more height up with the girdery stuff and have some other bits hanging around. I might even leave the GW3 marking on the side there, just because that could be I don't know, general working, because they're supposed to like be hiding in mines and stuff. Does that work? It could be stood on the floor and then like pouncing over it. That could work. Yeah, I might not even need to put loads of other stuff on. I could just put like a couple of bits of girder down there. That could work. Right. So if I chop this bit of, this is like plastruct girder. We sell this in the shop. So if I squidge it like that, it looks like it's been mushed off with a heavy industrial tool. So it could be stood on top of that like that one, and then I could build that up a little bit. Let's squidge a couple of these bits off. Yeah. We build.
Wild Pokemon in chat, everybody.
Build that up like that.
It's right. So then after the paint, we need some PVA. I sell PVA in the shop, but this is Little Misses that I always steal. And then an old brush. Where's all the old brushes? Oh, they're on the table. Why is everything so far away? This is our pot of old brushes. We've got all these lovely horror brushes. We need them in glass, or just to sort them out.
Horror brushes.
So which one can I use? That one. I'm going to use that one. This one must be a favourite, because it also seems this one they use to mix the sand. From this angle I see two people sat in front of a fire. Oh, hang on, I'll put it back. Which angle was it? I can see a face, so that's open mouth and then two eyes and then fiery hair. That's what I can see. What else? Too far, what, like that? I don't know where I had it.
You making shapes out of you,
It was not
like
me.
a magic eye picture.
Yeah. What can you see in the flames? Black bits at the center. There, that. Oh, do you say you're so demanding like that? This could be a dragon. Yeah, that could be a dragon. What else? Because like when you look at clouds. So where's your two people? Oh, here. Is that one person? This one actually looks like a person, doesn't it? And then that's the fire. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely, isn't it, everybody? See, true art. I'm going to splather it all in PVA glue now though. I've got 3 white bits on my palette. Oh, you can't see them. I've got 1 white bit here, and 1 white bit there, and 1 white bit here. And I can't remember which one's the glue. I think it's that. Oh yeah, that feels like glue. So this is PVA. Now you don't have to do this step, but I find that it works better than varnish and creates more cracks. You don't need varnish or PVA. It's just that I find from experimenting in the past and talking to Tony, I think, that this works better for getting better cracks from my mordant earth. So that's why I use it. And then I have to let that dry. Every stage has to dry. And then we'll splather some mordant earth on and see what happens. Rinse my horror brush. Deserves a rinse even if it is a horror brush.
Should always take good care of your tools.
Yeah, well, no one's. I think that's a like kids' paintbrush to start off with. Gone back over there into the melting pot. We are back. The whole idea of me doing the base was that I could hold this in a painting handle, but it's not really going to work, is it? When
you've got to wait for it to dry.
Oh no, when I'm doing it. But anyway, there we go. So far this guy has got black primer and maroon red. And that's all he's had so far. What colour should I do his pants? What colours would the devil's pants be? Do you think?
I reckon they were like black or purple.
Yeah, maybe purple.
Something
It's
evil.
like a devil macho man.
Has this guy got any more missy bits? He has. He's got a missing tip of his tongue and the top of this like spiky bit here. I'm going to end up just.
Could have just made a new mini.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm having to rebuild him a little bit. At least none of his. No, he has got a broken toe. You're not going to notice that though.
White Y-fronts. Yeah, maybe. I'm so macho. I've got my white Y-fronts on. Is it Lewis Capaldi that wears white Y-fronts in some of his videos and things?
What?
Yeah, well, he does strange videos, doesn't he? Because he don't really care, does he? He's not like. He's not like a famous, like a typical, stereotypical famous person, is he?
Alright.
He gets quite nervous around actual celebrities and things like that, and he's just like a normal person.
Right.
And some of his videos and things. I don't follow him or anything, so I don't really know what the gist of it all is. So this is, now we've got some garnet red, which isn't that much lighter than the maroon red, but it is slightly lighter.
What is that? I've just looked off. Oh, that was me,
Nobody knows but you. So I'm just going to try and pick out the higher points of the mini, if I can, with this slightly lighter colour, and leave the darker red in the recesses, along with the black. So Mr MLG asked me to paint this, but I'm not sure why. Was there a reason?
I really wanted you to paint the necromancer guy, but you picked that guy. I brought that guy because I thought you might like him.
So you really wanted me to paint another mini, but you brought another one for me to choose from. Why don't you just bring me the one? Who was the necromancer guy? The guy with the scroll?
Dark rasp.
Who was attempted to paint him before because he had a funny coloured face?
Me.
Why did you do his face a good funny colour?
No, I don't know. Because I'm not a very good painter.
No, come on.
Yeah, well, that's the reason. I'm not a very good painter, so I thought I would.
What are you doing? Because we can't see anything.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at these. looking at the sprues I've got here, trying to find something that'll finish this guy's.
On camera so we can all see what you're looking
Yeah, I'm trying to find something that'll just finish the end of his tongue.
at. Another bit of tongue.
Yeah, but there isn't any other bits of tongue. There's just spiky
Why
bits.
has he not got a bit of tongue?
Because it was obviously very thin and it's snapped off.
You not been taking care of your stuff.
Yeah, well, he has been, as I said, rattling around in a bits box for some time. What have I done with that? I cut a tiny little piece off that I was going to use for the top of the spiky bit there, and now I've lost it.
You lost it ages ago.
What's going on? This is very frustrating. Right. Put it over here somewhere. I've probably blown it away. Because it was only super tiny. Have I got... yes.
Oh, okay. As long as he's there.
Yes, he's come and settled down here.
He had his trip to the vets, his final trip to the vets, and they said, he's all good.
Yeah, he's all fine.
He's all good now. He still has to keep his silly pet shirt on for another 5 days.
Really suits him though.
It does suit him. But we were in there about 3 seconds. We were in the waiting room longer. It's like when you go to the dentist and sit in the waiting room longer than you do in the dentist chair.
Right. Some of these one of these heads has got to have a bit of tongue on it.
He gets all excited, John. He gets all excited. He cries all the way to the vets, like, you know, howling, like, because he's excited because we're in the car. It's been really annoying because our car is tiny, so he's right next to your head. He's strapped in and everything, all safe, but the car's just not very big. And he howls all the way there, like, yeah, we're going in the car, we're going in the car. And you get into the car park of the vets, and he's like, yeah, we're in the car park of the vets, it's so exciting. And then trots around in the vets, like, drooled all over the floor. So he was so excited in the vets. He drooled everywhere, and we had to get some toilet tissue-y, rolly stuff to clean it all up from the girl behind the counter because he made a right mess. Sniffing at everything. And he gets all excited when it's his turn to go in, and he's jumping around all over the place, and then the vet comes towards him and he's like, whoa, no, hang on a minute.
Who are you?
Well, you can't touch me. But yeah, and then once he's finished his examination, and he's like, yeah, that was so much fun, and he carries on being a loon. But yes, drooled everywhere today.
Was just excited. Too many smells.
He gets excited. He's a very excitable pup.
Lost. I thought I'd lost it again for a moment then.
Pando's playing peekaboo. Who's playing peekaboo with Pando?
I don't know. Who is? Can we see?
So, could this guy be a classic monster then? Is he a classic
I can't see why not, because he could be like a genie or a devil or something.
And also, our rules for the Great MLG Brush Off are pretty loose.
They are.
And this month's theme for the Great MLG Brush Off is classic monsters. It's a painting incentive for absolutely anybody to join in, paint a miniature in the month around the theme, and then we all look at them and go, wow, that's awesome, and we do a video showcase at the end, and it's just for fun, for any age, any ability, just to get us all painting more.
Which is awesome.
We've had some really cool submissions for this month so far.
Have we?
Very good start to the year. So there you go. He's got a bit lighter on now. Going to go and see if my base has melted. While Nathan tells you what he's doing.
I'm trying to glue a really, really tiny piece of like horn, basically, onto this guy's head. Is what I'm trying to do. So it's taking a bit of lining up. So the plan is.
There's a plan.
Yeah, the plan is to get this bit glued on there. In fact, that's not too bad actually. just managed to look by pure luck get it in just the right place.
No,
So
that's not luck, that's skill.
okay.
By pure skill.
By pure skill, get it in just the right place. So it's going there on the top of his head. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a little bit of glue around the outside of that join.
Oh, the people are upside down. Don't follow the fire. Anyway.
What? Oh, right, I see. Just run a little bit of glue around the outside of that joint, and then we're going to turn our attention to the tip of his tongue. So, don't want to break his new fingernails that we've done.
You're giving him fingernails.
Oh, he's got nice new talon claws. Sorry, I haven't broken it. Right, so just sliced off a little bit of tongue there, so we've got a flat bit to join to, and then I'm going to try and glue this tiny little bit with a hook on the end onto his tongue. And then I've broken the bit off the top of his head while I was moving the mini around. It's very frustrating.
Sure, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Surely, if he's that fragile that just moving him around's broken a bit off, how are you supposed to play a game with him?
No, because once he's painted and glued and green stuffed and what have you, he'll be he'll be fine.
Stage,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just redo that bit. Redo that bit there. You painting the brush, painting the glue onto the mini like that. So what that will do is melt the plastic a little bit, and
because of the type of glue you
because and allow us to kind of.
It wouldn't do that with super glue
blend that bit in. No. Poly cement is actually like melts the plastic a tiny little bit.
So what's that kind of glue best for then?
Hard plastic minis like GW and
Mantic.
yeah, well, no, not even really Mantics. A lot of Mantic minis need super glue.
Ah, okay. So how would you know then?
What? Between the different types?
Yeah. Would you watch our video?
Yeah.
What super glue to use on YouTube?
I would. That's a good.
But I mean,
that's a good link.
Generally, how would you?
Yeah. So I only really know from experience.
Wow,
That's the thing. It's difficult to know sometimes what type of glue to use with what type of mini, because unless it says on the kit itself what is recommended, difficult to know until you get your hands on the plastic. Quite often you can tell by the feel of the plastic if it's the kind of stuff that Reaper bones are made out of, and you know it's a lot more
PVC.
Yeah, it's a lot more flexible than super glue is what you need. And if you're in any doubt really at all, there's that tiny little bit that I was going to use for the top of this horn. I found it now.
Hey, Red.
If you're in any doubt, then I would use super glue. But poly cement, polystyrene cement can definitely, if it's the right kind of plastic, can definitely give you a stronger join.
So what would the poly cement do if it was the wrong? Would it just not do anything?
Yeah, it might stick it initially, but it won't be a solid fix. Yeah, you might get a bit of adhesion with it, but it won't be a permanent join.
Pete uses concrete.
So I've used.
Don't say I've used concrete.
No. I've used poly cement on Reaper minis in the past, and I've also used the Green Stuff World Skull Glue. We've got some of that. We've used that on Reaper minis, but it tends to stick initially and then start falling apart after a few days.
Which would be rubbish if you painted it on.
It would, yeah. It would. Do I want to have the hook down or the hook up? We'll have the hook down. This seems like quite a good contact there.
What are you up to then, Red? How's is it dry January? Is that what they call it? How's it going? How's the oval team? Have you had some manky pomegranate juice to make up for the oval team yet? And make you appreciate all of the drinks ever.
Did we discuss the other day? So dry January, but they also have veganuary or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is anybody that isn't normally a vegetarian or vegan doing veganuary?
No, we have mince for tea.
Well, I know we're not.
Well, we could quite easily because we don't actually eat that much meat.
No.
Really, but we do eat some. But we don't have a lot.
No. Right, let's try the same again. So we'll apply a bit of glue around the outside. Don't do that. It's too rough. Too rough.
No,
I've knocked it off.
again.
Yeah. It's alright, I just need to obviously leave it to set a little bit before I try and manipulate it.
I've left this here to see if we can see it cracking, but I don't know if it's going to be normal. Just in case you were wondering why it's there.
Yeah, just because the dog is down here. I haven't really got enough room for my feet, and I've knocked my slipper off.
Oh, old man problem that. Oh, my slippers come off, love, hang on.
Yeah, that's it. Right. So, I think we're all good for that. He can stand on there. Oh, that's almost perfect as well. It's like he's climbing over it. Oh, that's awesome. Right.
Yeah, you're happy.
Yeah. Everything is going according to plan.
Oh.
I don't know. Just made it. Just said it. Yep.
What's the plan tonight? It's the same as every night. We're going to take over the world.
Needs to be there. Needs to look as if he's clambering over the.
If you took over the world, then you might make BT make our internet work properly.
That's true.
At the shop, it was funny, but also not funny today when the lady from the BT rang the shop to talk about the internet, and the phone cut off. And she ran back and went, "Oh, the phone cut off, like we'd hung up on her." And was like, "Yes, that's because the phone's connected to the internet and it's not working." This is what we've been telling you.
Yeah, the shop phone is one of these ones that's connected through the internet server or whatever, through the broadband connection. When we upgraded to supposedly BT's best package,
Lies, it's all lies.
They said, "Oh, well, what's really best is if you have the phone connected on there as well." No, no, it's not. So
now the internet's not working and the phone doesn't work.
Yeah, so the internet cuts out several times a day. Oh, this guy's just not sticking. Should be more of an instant glue than that.
Are you having the same problems, Wicked D, or is it just that your internet's rubbish in general? Or is yours the BT problem too?
Yeah, they told us it had been fixed, so it's been an ongoing issue for a while now, and they told us that it was fixed.
No, I want to know.
Yeah, we need to know, because when I ring them tomorrow, I need to say, well, we've spoken to other businesses on the same street.
She says that it's not their fault, that it's our wires, which is a load of nonsense. She's trying to fob us off
Yeah.
So if yours is actually doing the same thing because it's the same problem, then we can go. And if it's not, then yeah, well, they lie to us all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Red.
See you later, Red. In-laws.
Yours were here the other day when you came home from
In-laws
work,
have
weren't
wrapped up. Yeah.
Mum says, "Oh no, Nathan's here." What do you mean no, Nathan's here? He lives here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, but we've just got here and he's going to think, "Oh, I can't even get home from work without the in-laws being there." I was like, "Oh, give off a mother."
I quite like them, so it's all right.
I will speak to you off here about it, and I will tell you what the engineer said.
All right. Okay.
See, I thought that yours was the same issue as we were having.
Yeah. You've had an engineer out. That's like
Yeah,
better than we can get.
Better than we got.
Yeah. No, well, we'll find out later.
But it doesn't sound like whatever the engineer said actually fixed anything by that.
No.
Yes, cool.
So now these are some old sprues that I had kicking around outside. So now I'm going to construct a couple of pure strain Genestealers. Sounds like a small person is coming.
What she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, she's
These are some old style Genestealers. So what was that? That was R1, and then we've got R2. Yeah.
R2D2.
Yeah. R2L2. Oh no, that's hang on. R1, R2. Yes. L1.
You alright?
No. I'm having one of them days today. I'm having one of them
This ain't
days.
cracking very much, is it?
R1,
A little tiny
L1.
bit there, look.
L2, L2, R2. There we go. And R3, L3. So yeah, some pure strain Genestealers. So now they've made in the Tyrannid world, they've made Tyrannid warriors a lot more expensive points wise in 40k, and a few other units have got more expensive. I'm gonna try out a different mode and see if I can just run loads of Genestealers and defeat my opponents that way. I've got a game of 40k lined up for Thursday evening this week. So these are some old ones. The newer kit is multi-part, and you can change their heads and other bits and pieces on them. But these are just some old ones that I had kicking around.
John the Templar is enjoying this stream.
We're enjoying it too. We're enjoying it too. I'm glad you're enjoying it, because we're enjoying it. We've just been joined by little miss. You right, little miss? Yeah. Have you been playing on your Dreamlight game?
Yeah, I've stopped playing it now because I was getting a little bored because I wasn't doing anything. I was running around.
Yeah, well, you won't harvest my pumpkins for me, so
I don't want to harvest them.
so you're not going to get any more money.
No, nearly millionaires, aren't you?
I have to do all the boring stuff like levelling everybody up so that they give her quests, and because
I was leveling Mally up.
was yeah.
Or attempting to.
Oh.
He wasn't doing much. He was just standing there watching and not even leveling up.
I did say to you before that if you keep like burning through all the quests at this rate, there's not going to be anything left for you to do.
Yeah. You'll have exhausted all your game.
Eric.
I don't know how to get Prince Eric.
Who's Prince Eric?
Ariel's
Alright.
dude.
Because we can't forget very further in the story because most of the characters need Prince Eric for
Well,
the next quest.
There must be something that we need to do to get Prince Eric.
Can you Google it?
Not this second, I can't Google it, no. Look, my modern Earth isn't cracking very much. It is cracking slightly though, can you see the slight cracks there? Do you want to go and like hold it near the fire for me? No? Okay.
On the subject of googling things, apparently there is a new trailer for the D&D movie online today, which I am going to Google after the stream and see what it looks like. I'm very excited for the new D&D movie, hoping that it's going to be really super cool. Do these arms fit in any one of the bodies? I think they do. Yay!
Dad's making up minis.
Making stuff up as I go along.
How do you do that?
Well, just get all the bits and then whack them together and hope they look alright.
He's got some old minis that have got lots of bits missing, and then he's got lots of random bits from other minis in his plastic box. So he's just sticking bits together to see what happens.
So there's one. Somewhere over here. Put it way over there. I've got some. Oh no, they're there. They're here. They're here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got some 32mm bases that have got slots in, because these Genestealers come on bases with a slotty bit in the bottom. Now, is that guy, is he going to fit in that base, or am I going to end up cutting him off anyway? Ah, there we go. Yeah, he fits.
He fits.
Yeah, there we go. He fits. Right, so it's a very tight fit, and then I'm going to do, like I did before, I'm going to run glue around the outside. Now this glue, because it is extra thin, is really good at filling, not particularly filling in gaps, but running into gaps. So perfect for things like this, where it's a tight fit anyway, and then you just want to secure it. So there you go, one Genestealer done.
I like that glue because it's got the brush, so
Yeah.
that you can actually put the glue where you want it to be as well.
It's very
I just found
handy.
a bit that I thought was material, but it's actually his leg.
He's looking awesome already.
Oh, there's a wild Pokemon, a Baltoy.
A weird little flying thing. It looks like this thing that's floating around up here.
See it?
That's weird. It's like a floating sun.
Floating sun.
Thingy.
Tony's trying to catch it.
It's like a floating sun thingy. That's how I'm describing it. Floating sun thingy.
Floating sun thing.
Only downside to really old Genestealer models is they've got loads of flash. Is there a date on this sprue? 2004.
Oh, only yesterday.
2004 for these guys. Practically yesterday. No, it's just being silly. It's just because when you're old, you think that everything was just yesterday, and it was actually ages ago.
It was only about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad were talking about going clubbing the other day.
All right.
And they were talking to little miss about, I don't know if a song or something happened, and Mum was like, oh, I remember this when we used to go clubbing. I'm like, wow, that was a long time ago. My parents were terrible. They used to go out like clubbing and round town, and then I used to have to make them come home because they never wanted to leave. You know, at the end of the night when the bouncers are kicking you out, and I'd be like, come on, Mum, come on, Dad, it's shut now, we have to go home.
Maybe I should wedge him into his base before I start sticking his arms on. That might be a better option.
My parents were always a lot cooler than I was. I was always far too sensible. Like, come on, Mum, I've got the car, I can drive you home.
Ah! Where's that other hand? So yeah, construction is going swimmingly. We've got loads of Genestealers.
A few more cracks going on now, look.
Cracking like a good one.
See, Tony agrees. 2004, that's not really old now.
So I've seen on online. So Games Workshop seem to be talking a lot about Games Workshop recently.
Painting Games Workshop.
Yeah,
So you're
but
back.
yeah. So it's the Las Vegas Open at the end of this week, which
It's
is
their birthday,
which is a-
26 years.
which is a big tournament. It's 40 years, I think, of Warhammer this year.
Oh, what's 26 for? Is that Warhammer World then?
Maybe.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas Open, big tournament in Las Vegas, is on this week, and so there'll be some reveals and stuff on Friday morning, 6 o'clock on Friday morning. I don't think I'm going to wake up in time to watch it live. They'll be doing a live stream of it. I think I'll probably just watch it when I wake up, naturally.
You don't normally wake up much past that.
Well, no, I know, but there's always stuff to do in there.
Well, yeah, it's late night game on
in the
Thursday,
morning.
Friday, so you wouldn't have got in until like 1.
So, yeah, reveals and stuff, but there's a lot of talk. I see that there is going to be another expansion for Kill Team, which is based on the Gallo Dark series. So we've had Into the Dark, and then we've had Shadow Vaults, and Shadow Vaults sold out on launch weekend in GW. Haven't had any more available. There's a lot of talk that the next expansion, we don't know a name for it yet, but the next expansion is going to be revealed at the Las Vegas Open and will feature Adeptus Arbites, which are basically like the police of 40k, and Genestealers. So possibly we might get some new Genestealer models, which would be really cool, especially seeing as that's my latest focus for the 40k universe. Always nice to have new toys. No. Just sticking his elbow in the thing rather than the actual joint. What a numpty.
I've got another question.
Yeah.
So, Warhammer are having their big celebration in Las Vegas, but they're an UK company, so why are they not having it here?
Yeah, so the Las Vegas Open is not their tournament.
Oh, I
It's-
see. They just go.
Yeah, they're like official sponsors or whatever of it or something, but it's, I believe, an independently organised event. I could be wrong, but I think it is. So they choose, because it's such a massive event, that's where they're going to do some reveals and stuff. But the main event for Games Workshop and the big celebration this year is going to be Warhammer Fest, which is in, I believe, April.
Alright.
And I was thinking that you and I were going to go.
Oh,
We have discussed
Okay.
it, but you might not remember.
okay. But then we not have to plan that then.
And we do, yeah. We do.
April isn't that far away.
I know. I think it's April, and that's happening over several days in Manchester.
In
so
Manchester, so it's not at their thing. It's not. At,
No, they're having a big
So what is it then?
conference centre. It's like Games Day. Do you remember when we used to go to Games Day?
No.
Do you remember when you stood and queued up and got those books signed for me?
Yeah.
And we'd had breakfast with the author, and we didn't realise.
No, I don't remember that bit.
Yeah.
What author?
So there's an author who writes under the name Sandy Mitchell, and he writes a series of books called Cyphus Kane. He's about a commissar who's always trying to get himself out of the line of fire and stuff like that. He's makes out like he's a big coward, and he's actually like one of the biggest heroes. Always seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and save the day. Right. And the guy writes under the alias of Sandy Mitchell. Anyway, so you went and got a book signed of his for me, and when you got to the front, realised that it was the bloke that we'd been sat chatting to, eating our breakfast in the Holiday Inn.
Right. Yeah, I've never been very good at spotting celebrities.
But well, I wouldn't have known, or I didn't know that was who it was. Just thought it was like some other guy, and I think he appreciated that we weren't just asking him loads of questions about his books and stuff.
He might have been really grumpy. He might be like, "How dare you not know who I am?"
Oh no, he was fine. He was just talking to us normally, and then when we saw him and he was signing the book, we was like, "Oh, it's you," and he was like, "Yeah, I know." And
I bet he thought, "Oh, why are we you?"
yeah.
No, I don't remember that, but I'm taking your word for it because you know.
So I'd gone to look at something else, and you'd volunteered because the queue was big, and you'd said, "Well, you go and look at that over there, and I'll queue up for these."
What, have we gone with somebody else?
I think Mark was with us.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I said, "You go have fun, and I'll stand in this queue for 7 hours."
Yeah.
Cause that, you know, love you and stuff.
Yeah.
What? Hi, baby. It's only a couple of minutes, and then the stream will be finished, and it'll be bedtime for you. Yeah.
Are we going to see what happens next in your book, or are you having your mum's story?
Mr MLG and I both read Little Miss a story, but we both have different storybooks. So I'm currently reading.
John the Templar is excited.
I'm so excited.
What's the name?
I'm currently reading Pokemon. And what are you reading? Kid Normal.
Yep.
Which sounded very exciting when I listened in the other day.
It was.
It sounds like a good book. Does Kid Normal?
Nectar, and the Magpie.
Explaining Nectar and Magpie.
All right. So Nectar is a super villain. So Kid Normal is a hero. He's a small boy, and he's a hero. Nectar is the bad guy, and he's a half man, half wasp, and he's easily distracted because he's a wasp. So he thinks a lot about picnics. So here we go. Yeah. So this is the book that we're reading at the moment. This is the second book in the series. So this is Kid Normal and the Rogue Heroes. So this is the Magpie or Magpie at this side. So he can steal other. He's called Magpie because he can steal other heroes' capes, which is what they call their capabilities, their powers. And this is the Blue Phantom over this side, and this is Kid Normal, who's called Murph.
And is he Kid Normal because he's the only one who doesn't have superpowers?
Yeah. So he's a hero because he's like really clever and stuff, but he doesn't actually have a superpower. He basically, his mum is a nurse, and she got moved to a new hospital or something. I think that's what it is. So they move around a bit, and when she got moved to this new town, they were trying to get him enrolled in a school, and they couldn't get him in anywhere, and they managed to get him into this one school, and it turns out it's a school for superheroes.
Yeah, and he has some friends, and they become the superheroes.
That's it, yeah. Because they think everyone thinks that their powers are a bit rubbish, but they're actually like the better heroes out of the school, and they've saved the day. So this is book 2, but Nectar is the bad guy out of the first book, but he's just reappeared in the second book. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and
Magpie is the main villain of this book. So and Magpie, like I say, can steal other heroes' capes.
with purple lightning.
Doodle's bedtime stories with Harry Potter books took us several years to get through the set as we read about half a chapter a night, says Wicked D. Yeah, and I just get Pokemon. Which,
Gotta catch
it's
'em
always
all.
the same.
Ash is being silly because you can't even recognise
Team Rocket.
Team Rocket.
Team Rocket are always there, trying to steal Pikachu. There's 1,000 million Pikachus, but they always want Ash's Pikachu.
Pika Pika!
Good impression, little one. So why do they want Ash's Pikachu?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's stupid.
I know why.
Christ, it's stupid. Yes, darling.
It's because Ash's is the only one that wants to evolve into Raichu.
Yeah. Woo!
And they get one to evolve into Raichu, and also Ash's Pikachu is like really high
It's the
level.
bestest Pikachu ever.
Yeah, it's like level 250.
It's 7 o'clock, everybody.
That's it.
Yeah, how are you getting on with yours? This is what my guy looks so far. And this is how my base is drying. It hasn't dried fully yet, as you can see, but you can see that the cracks are appearing. So he's going to sit on there. I can never remember how to do flames. I always get flames the wrong way round. So I will have to ask Mr MLG what my base colour should be for my flames on my devil. Oh, you know. Go on then. Red.
Because it's like, it's yellow is the hottest bit, so it's always in the middle.
Oh, yellow is the hottest bit. Oh, okay. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for our strange little stream of sticking stuff together and painting and basing this dude. We should see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Gizmos!
There's lots of gizmos. What are you doing tomorrow?
Ooh, I don't know actually.
Oh, awesome. Well, there'll be some more hobbying stuff happening. So take care, everybody, and once again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's always awesome to have you here.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everybody. That's what my little devil man sounds like.
Bye!
Thank you. See you later.